My name is Cathy Janiak, and I have served Charlotte County Public Schools for 34 years. I have a bachelor's degree in elementary and special education, and I have a master's degree in counseling. I was a classroom teacher right here in Charlotte County for 17 years at both the middle school level. I worked at Port Charlotte Junior High. Those of you who've been here a long time know it used to be a junior high, not a middle school. And I also worked at Neil Armstrong teaching. For the past 17 years, I've been a school counselor. I've been a counselor at two different elementary schools, Vineland Elementary and Neil Armstrong, and also at a middle school, Murdoch Middle School. I want you to know, because I'm proud of it, that every single year since it's been in effect, I've been rated as a highly effective teacher. That didn't get me anything special other than a highly effective rating. However, I am proud that I got it, so I like to tell people. In 2009, I completed the requirements for National Board Teacher Certification in counseling. That's a rigorous process. It's done by a national board organization, and it entails a lot of working with students and filming yourself and critiquing yourself. I learned a lot through that process. In that process, the state had promised that every person that became a National Board Certified teacher would get a bonus. I did for 2 years. It was supposed to be for 10. Then they stopped giving that out. Anybody that's a teacher here probably knows about how that works. I've been an integral part of school leadership teams at 3 different schools. Jerry talked about how important leadership is. I've been a part of the leadership team at 2 elementary schools and a middle school. I've served as the school leader in implementing what we call MTSS, Multi-Tiered System of Supports. That is the process that the state has mandated we have to use in order to qualify a student for special services. For instance, a student is struggling. So I work with teachers, I help them, they implement things in the classroom to help that struggling student. They have to measure data and come back for meetings with me and with parents. So in that process, I work with teachers, and I worked with parents, and I worked with administrators. In addition, I was the coordinator at 2 of those schools. I was the coordinator of the program that serves English language learners, ELL or ESOL, some people know it as. And when I was doing that, I had to assess that student when they first got to the country. I had to make sure that they had the services they need, and I had to do the testing for that student. I'm also a former small business owner. It was for a very short time. Both of my parents passed away. They owned Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios in the Pinellas County area, and I ran them for about 2 years. We lived in Charlotte County, and my children were very young. We made a decision that we did not want to move to Pinellas County so that I could be closer to the businesses, because we wanted to raise our children in Charlotte County. And both of those children that I have are graduates of Port Charlotte High School, by the way. My husband and I are leaders of our church outreach team, a group that seeks to be a blessing to the community through various events and outreaches. One of the things that we do quite often is that we go to assisted living homes and nursing homes, and we usually sing and then talk with people, usually take a small gift. Sometimes it's flowers, sometimes it's a bookmark, something just small. But just visiting with people and talking with them and praying with them if they want prayer really makes a difference for people living in assisted livings and nursing homes. My ultimate goal for Charlotte County Public Schools is to meet the district's vision. And I've asked a lot of people what the vision of the school district is, and most people don't know. It is student success. And I'm looking for that vision to be met for all of our students. Our teachers and our staff here earn less in Charlotte County than in other surrounding counties. So one of my goals is to retain our quality staff. We often lose our highly effective teachers. You know, Jerry talked about how we train our teachers. Well, I've done that. I've been a mentor for teachers. I've been a mentor for school counselors. And the district pays for the mentor to work very closely for the first year with the new teachers, whether they moved from out of state or whether they're a new teacher. And I can tell you, I've seen it happen time and time again, that we work with our teachers, they get trained, they are effective teachers or highly effective teachers, and they're gone. We have to stop that, and the way is to increase our salaries and benefits. Many teachers have told me that they need more time with their students. I'd like Charlotte County Public Schools to increase the school day by at least 30 minutes. This would give more teaching time as well as higher salaries for much of our staff. Currently, the morale in our schools is quite low. I just retired at the end of April. I can tell you, morale is low. More teaching time with students, salary increases, and better benefits would go a long way to increase that morale. I think that's a win-win. Something I'm not sure that I've heard today is that students need to feel safe in school in order to learn. You know, I was a school counselor. I worked with a lot of kids that had issues with feeling safe. So that's really important to me. And I know that it's important for parents that they know that their children are safe in our schools. So the school board currently is hardening the schools. And I agree with that, there's no doubt. They're also adding more school psychologists and more social workers to the high schools. I think that's a wonderful first step. But please believe me, I think this has to be a first step for an overall district safety plan. In the near future, the board must be proactive and take steps to provide more mental health resources at both the middle and the elementary level. CCPS partners with Charlotte Behavioral Health Care, but the board has to make it a priority to partner with more community resources. I can tell you time and time again, I have referred students for outside counseling. The only place you can go if you don't have insurance is Charlotte Behavioral Health Care, and they often have a mile-long waiting list. It's very difficult for parents to find these resources. CCPS also needs to support career preparation for all of our students. There are some options available with the high schools. We have middle schools that have some programs for certification, like Microsoft certification, but we have to be more proactive. There should be ongoing career education starting at the elementary level. We need to be exposing our kids to the possible careers that they have around them. It's really important. And I also want to explore things for Charlotte Technical College. Maybe we need to look, what does Western Michigan need for their aviation program? And what about Allegiant Sunseeker? There's a lot of hospitality things. There was a big article in the paper today about who's going to work in the restaurants. We need to have some training, and perhaps Charlotte Technical College could provide it. One thing that's really important to me is I want to revision Charlotte County's vision and perhaps the mission and the goals. Many years ago, people went out into all the community groups and got input from all stakeholders, teachers, students, parents, community members, and found out what it was that they wanted from our school district. Having lived here since 1979, I know that the county changed a lot after Hurricane Charlie. We all know that. I think we need to increase the transparency of the school board. One thing I've heard a lot is that people don't feel like they have input into the school, to the board, to administration. They don't feel like they can get to them easily. So I think that if we had this visioning project, it would give the community members the input into the district and increase that transparency for the board. Leadership in a school district requires a unique perspective and skill set. I agree with Jerry about that. Charlotte County has been my home since 1979, and Charlotte County Public Schools has been a part of my life for most of that time. I'm an experienced Charlotte County educator, 34 years. I have a working knowledge of our school district unlike any of the other candidates. I've been in leadership roles throughout my career, and I know how to complete things once they're started. I have insights that no other candidate has, and I have a vision for Charlotte County Public Schools. I'm asking that you would vote for me, Cathy Janiak, on August 28th. Thank you.